Yo, what's up, guys? So, there's a whole bunch of talks about Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney after Devin Haney's spectacular performance against Regis Prograde. And now everybody wants to see this fight. Everybody wants to see Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney. But the question is, will this fight even happen? Now, I want to start doing more reactions to these boxing videos that I be watching. Dante's Box Nation, Aki TV. And I'm going to call out whenever I think they bring bias. I'm going to call out, the points that they're making. But for the most part, they give pretty accurate information. I would say 98% of the time. But other times, they are a little bit biased. I cannot lie to you. But for the most part, they just tell the truth, right? And now, when it comes to this fight, we're going to be watching Gervonta Davis now being offered more than $20 million to fight Devin Haney. Now, supposedly, Eddie Hearn was in Gervonta's DM. Gervonta said no, he doesn't want to talk. Gervonta is being offered money to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney's, tweeting to Gervonta about this fight, like, let's fight, Gervonta's tweeting back, which is weird because Gervonta never even likes to mention Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney's name, but it seems like Devin Haney has pushed Gervonta into a corner to the point where he has to respond. He has to say something because right now, Devin Haney's taking all the spotlight. He beat Lomachenko unified at 135, and now he just beat Regis Prograde in a spectacular fashion. No blemishes. No blemishes. He did what Shakur Stevenson did in Shakur's last fight, where everybody said Shakur had a bad performance, because Edward De La Santos, I believe, is who Shakur fought, had like the least amount of punches ever in boxing history, supposedly. And Devin Haney made his opponent have the least amount of punches, except this time Devin Haney threw because Shakur wasn't throwing. But this is not a Shakur talk. This is a Devin Haney versus Gervonta Davis. We're going to watch this video and see what's up.
Wow. It appears this $20 million offer is getting bigger and bigger for Gervonta Tank Davis.
Trying to make this fight
and
happen.
Gervonta hasn't even had to participate in negotiating a Devin Haney fight as of yet. The Haneys and Eddie Hearn, they are pushing really, really hard to make this fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. Devin Haney, he even went on his Instagram and put up a poster to promote the fight. And he says 2024, inshallah, meaning if it's in God's will. That means Devin Haney is praying to make this fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. So we've seen when Devin Haney was at 135, he went to the Top Rank office to try to make a fight with Shakur Stevenson. He made sure he made the Lomachenko fight, the fight that Shakur Stevenson wants the most right now. And Lomachenko had been chasing Gervonta Tank Davis for years. Devin Haney, he made sure he fought Lomachenko before he moved up to 135. And understand something, Devin had already became the youngest undisputed champion in the game, and he still wanted that very dangerous fight against Lomachenko, a fight that I feel might end up being the toughest fight of Devin Haney's entire career. We all know that Devin Haney was pushing hard for the Ryan Garcia fight at 135. He pushed hard for the Teofimo Lopez fight.
A lot of people have a lot to hate or a lot to say about Devin Haney and a lot of hate to give towards him. But I don't understand it. Y'all already know I've been rocking with Devin Haney from the start of this channel. I've been rocking with y'all seen it. Go look at my Lomachenko reaction video on after, Devin Haney won. You'll see at the very end of that whole video, you'll see my reaction to him being announced the winner. Like, to me, I don't understand the hate. I think Devin Haney just has one of those, like, that aura where, like, people just love to hate. But no matter what, he's still going to get the win. But I'm going to do a whole reaction thing to this, who I think is going to win, and then a whole breakdown. But I just...
135, and he had been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for years at 135. In fact, that quote, he says everything but fight, Devin Haney was saying that about Gervonta Tank Davis years ago, and he's still saying it to Gervonta today. So before I continue, let me go ahead and go into this clip of what Eddie Hearn said. Not only does Eddie Hearn confirm that there was a $20 million offer, but he's saying that it's more than $20 million.
It's going to take to get Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis to fight. There's reports that he turned down an offer.
Yeah, I don't know. There seems to be quite a bit of bad blood. That's why I came in and messaged him, just to try and get a little bit of, I'm not really in the circle of butting heads at the moment with all those guys, but there is a huge amount of money for Gervonta Davis for that fight. So I just wanted to let him know. but unfortunately, he didn't want to know about it.
Ryan, also commented on Twitter. He said if that fight won't happen because Gervonta will probably put rehydration clause. Quote, if I'm not misquoting, and Devin and Ryan said, "Well, let's just jump into it. I'll fight you in March."
Yeah,
Would that also be a possibility?
Yeah, I would love
Haney
to
and
fight,
Ryan?
but I don't think. Look, Ryan and Oscar and all those guys are going to want an easier fight, and that's Rolly. So if they can get Rolly, then they're going to go with Rolly. But if they can't, they might fight Devin. But let's be honest.
Ryan seems to want all the hard fights. Ryan seems about his words now. I can't even lie to you. Especially after that loss, I feel like he doesn't care about... I feel like he cares about winning, but losing isn't as scary anymore to him. It's like, okay, I already have a loss. Let me just try to prove myself. Now he's hungry. He's more hungry to prove himself. Now that shoulder roll stuff, I don't know what that was. But I do believe Ryan when he says he wants to fight Devin. And I do think that fight will happen after another opponent, though. Rolly doesn't seem like he wants to fight Ryan. But either way, I think Ryan's going to fight another opponent than Devin if Devin doesn't already fight Gervonta. Because we already know Gervonta is going to take a tune-up, maybe even two. Maybe even two tune-ups, and then fight Devin. So kind of like what he did with Ryan. Ryan Garcia, he fought Ryan Hector. Or he fought Hector Garcia, then he fought Ryan Garcia. So he'll probably do the same thing with Devin, probably even do two fights and then fight Devin. But we'll see how it all turns out, honestly. It's very...
Who really wants to fight Devin?
It could go either way.
That's why, these sort of numbers of 20
no
million
what,
and
I
stuff
think
like
both
that,
aren't gonna fight
that's
Devin
not going to
Haney
dangle a carrot. And everyone tries to put Devin Haney down. You get this bullshit
Fact.
stuff from people like Leonard Ellerby saying the fight did 50,000 buys. It ain't even worth responding to. But they want to set a narrative to try and dress it up that actually Devin hasn't got any value. He doesn't really, he doesn't sell pay-per-views. He doesn't sell tickets. Then all of a sudden he sells out the Chase Centre, and they say, yeah, but tickets were only $60 up the top. Who gives a fuck? You should be embracing fights like that, not trying to put people down and talk yourself out of it. So disappointing that Gervonta didn't want to talk about the fight. But I'm just sitting back watching it, going, fuck, I can't see this fight getting made at all.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but believe it or not, Eddie Hearn saying, I don't think this fight is going to happen at all, that's actually going to make some boxing fans happy. Because clearly from the things that you guys are hearing or seeing people say in the comment section, some fans, they are encouraging Gervonta not to take the fight. Matter of fact, I have comments in my comment section where fans are flat out saying they don't want to see Gervonta fight Devin Haney. But I don't see anyone on the internet telling Devin Haney not to take the fight. You heard Eddie Hearn talk about the 50,000 pay-per-views, the narrative that Devin Haney has no value. If Haney is already accepting
let's make it
and
clear,
treating...
Devin probably has the most value out of everybody right now, out of Shakur and Gervonta right now. Gervonta has the most, Gervonta's more of a household name. I'll say that. But with traditional boxers and boxing heads that, aren't only looking at mainstream they know Devin Haney has a better resume. That's, a better resume. Lomachenko, then you beat Regis. Come on, let's be honest. I think if you're being honest, you would say Devin Haney has a better resume. But if you're just being all laffy-taffy, no, he doesn't. Oh my gosh, he's not the biggest puncher. Pillow hands. Then you're going to say Gervonta or Shakur and all this other mess. But if you're actually looking with your eyes, then you're going to know that he has a better resume. It's just what it is. Beating
Gervonta Tank Davis as if he is the A-side, then Devin Haney's pay-per-view numbers are irrelevant. It wouldn't matter if Devin did 10,000 buys or 100,000 buys. The only way Devin's pay-per-view buys would be relevant in this situation is if Gervonta Tank Davis has never fought an opponent that did less than 50,000 pay-per-view buys before they fought. And we know that none of Gervonta's opponents did 50,000 pay-per-view buys before they fought Gervonta Tank Davis. They didn't even do 1,000 pay-per-view buys. Gervonta Tank Davis, when he heard about the $20 million offer, he said they need to talk to the right people. But Gervonta also said in that same live that he did that he was about to talk to the right people, like the next day, which is Al Heyman. Now, I want to ask you fans directly. Put the answer in the comment section. I want to hear what you got to say, your take. If you were Gervonta Tank Davis and you were just offered more than $20 million to fight against Devin Haney, and you were going to get on the phone with Al Heyman the next day, what would you say to Al Heyman? Would you bring up the $20 million offer and tell Al Heyman, look, man, I stand to make a lot of money in this fight. I want to fight Devin Haney. How can we make this happen? Or would you just completely ignore the whole talks of the offer and just ask Al Haymon, so who I'm fighting next? We don't know what Gervonta is going to do when he talks to Al, but I'm asking you guys. You're listening to this video right now. I want you to tell me, what would you do in that situation if you were Gervonta Tank Davis? Once again, guys, it's very important to note, Gervonta was offered, or I should say he was guaranteed $5 million in the Ryan Garcia fight. That did not include the pay-per-views. He made way more when it came to the pay-per-view buys. So if he was offered or guaranteed $5 million for the Ryan Garcia fight, he's now being guaranteed more than $20 million to fight Devin Haney. Now just do the math and think about how much money Gervonta stands to make after pay-per-view buys.
Bro, it's a no-brainer, bro. It's a no-brainer. He should just fight him, bro. It's a no-brainer. He'll make the most money he's ever made. He'll probably even surpass the Ryan Garcia fight. I think now the stock is just super high, especially after that Regis performance. It was so beautiful that the stock is now as high as it's ever been.
Looking at anywhere from 70 to 100 million
I say
plus.
December 2024, let's make it happen. Let these guys get in the ring one more time with another opponent. Maybe even Gervonta do 2 early fights, kind of like how he did Ryan and Hector. Have those 2 and then have a huge pause until December, and then have Devin maybe fight May again, kind of like what he did last year, May, and then, or this year, May, and then December again. I like that. Have Gervonta face 2 people, Devin have a nice opponent at 140 again, and then maybe even Josh Taylor or somebody who's big at 140, but not too big. I don't want to see him face Teal and then face Gervonta. I ain't gonna lie, that's a little crazy. Although I think he can do it, it's just so wild to prepare for in 1 year. If he does do something like that, where he faces Teal or Ryan Garcia, then Gervonta, and beats both of them, he's number 1. All right, let me relax. There's Terrence Crawford. Let me relax.
And the fact that it was Devin Haney who put up this poster of Davis versus Haney on his Instagram further implies that Devin Haney, he acknowledges and he accepts the fact he's going into this fight as the B-side, which means Devin Haney is also not going to have a problem with giving Gervonta Tank Davis the bigger share of the pay-per-view buys. And it's also important to note that when it comes to contacting Al Haymon, Manny Pacquiao didn't have to contact Al Haymon to fight against Floyd Mayweather. In fact, Floyd Mayweather, he contacted Manny Pacquiao directly, just like the Haneys are trying to contact Gervonta Tank Davis directly. The Mayweather-Pacquiao fight got done because Floyd Mayweather contacted the boxer directly. They seen each other at a basketball game. They exchanged phone numbers. Later on, they met in a hotel and they started to negotiate a fight. So once again, Gervonta said he's going to talk to Al Haymon. Let's see what he talks to Al Haymon about. Something else is really important to note. When Ryan Garcia was calling out Gervonta Tank Davis, he never had to contact Al Haymon directly. He just got on social media and started calling out Gervonta Tank Davis. And Gervonta, in response, he said, let's do it. And you guys also have to remember that even when Gervonta had another opponent lined up, he had already agreed to fight Ryan Garcia, so it was somewhat of a 2-fight deal. Meaning, if Gervonta Tank Davis wants to, he can do the same thing right now with Devin Haney. He can fight someone else because his trainer is saying that his next fight will be a tune-up. So if Gervonta really wanted to, he could fight a tune-up, and then he could still agree to fight Devin Haney the same way he did with Hector Garcia and Ryan Garcia. Let's see if that's how it goes down. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hey, man. I definitely like to see that fight happen. This fight needs to happen 2024. I can't even lie to you. But either way, I feel like Devin Haney, regardless, with or without Gervonta, this man's chasing greatness. Now, Gervonta Davis, I like Gervonta Davis. I like the way he boxes. He's probably one of the most, if not the most entertaining fighter to date. But I want to see him face a resume where, people aren't automatically going to say, yo, Gervonta by domination, Gervonta by... Because every single one of Gervonta's fights, people already know the outcome of it. You see what I'm saying? But with this one, if you actually watch boxing, you won't just say Gervonta by landslide, Gervonta by domination. You'll be an idiot to say that, especially after watching Devin's last 2 performances. You'll be an idiot to say that. So you might favor Gervonta or you might favor Devin, but you might favor Gervonta, but you will not say he's gonna blow out Devin Haney. That'll be insane to say. But all of his opponents in the past, you will say that he's gonna blow out that opponent, including Ryan Garcia. Now, in my Ryan Garcia video, I did say I want Ryan Garcia to win, and I was giving him a whole bunch of stuff. But also, I like to root for the underdog a lot of the times. And I even said in that video, Gervonta's probably going to win. I said in that video, Gervonta's probably going to win. And the reason I was just going for Ryan was because, it's boring. I'm not going to say it's boring fights, but it's so predictable to the point where I have to make it entertaining by going for the other person. It's just, I'm keeping it real. I want to see Gervonta against an actual opponent where it's I don't know if he's going to win. Let's see. Devin versus Loma, you didn't know who was going to win that. That was a genuine 50-50, or you might say Devin 70-30, but when it comes to Ryan Garcia, it was you already knew it was going to be a blowout. I literally had to make it entertaining for myself by going for Ryan Garcia because I knew Gervonta was going to annihilate him. I said that in the video. But let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know. I'll be coming back to every single comment. I'm out.